What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit about Back 4 Blood. So my wife and I, if you may not know her, or you may, but we played alternating last night for around 3.5 hours. So this is off of, that. I want to make that very, very clear as the video goes on. This is not a review. I'm not going to break down every single small thing in this game, but I want to talk about, is it worth it, or is it worth your time? And again, only having played it for pretty much one day. I'm going to play it more, today, tomorrow, and so on. And, I've never been the most massive Left 4 Dead fan in the world. My wife, I think, is much, much more than me. But I've always liked it, always enjoyed it, always appreciate it, all of that stuff. And when the reviews started coming out, people started talking about this game, the thing that I kind of, at least, it's sunk into my head, kind of summarizing it, is that it's solid. It kind of ranges. There's a range in that solid spectrum. But then the limit, or like the ceiling to this game, seems to be that, like, the die-hard Left 4 Dead people that are playing the game still to this day, I don't think this is, or, I guess they said, they don't think that this is going to be a game that's going to satisfy them as much as maybe they want to. Now, that's obviously setting expectations very high, and it all comes down to what you guys are, thinking. I'll be flat out honest with you. I got this on Xbox Game Pass, okay? So I paid $0 for it, and I feel like that's a very good deal, okay? Now, again, like, being just insanely transparent, my overall feelings with this game is it's solid. I liked it. It's better than the beta, but not spectacular. And it's a solid time. And I said this, I think, leading into this game, I really don't know or think I'm going to be playing this game more than one time through all the acts. So, like, it's going to take a while to beat the acts. I figure, we played for like 3.5 hours. I think it's probably going to be, oh, by the way, I did play with like a friend online, and then there were 2 bots. And by the way, the bots are about as stupid as they come. But I would say the overall, campaign is around 10 or so hours. Now, obviously, that can stretch or lessen depending on the difficulties. And I get it. Corruption cards in general are a big thing with this game. They make each level, they can make it, entirely different, one time versus the other, which is a thing that they put in the game, I think, obviously to increase its longevity. But again, I would say I did not mind anything. There was nothing lacking massively that you can like pinpoint. Maybe the AI to me is a little dumb. We were also doing like the mine mission, which is like towards the end of Act 1, where like they just we obviously have to do something to stop them from spawning, but like they just kept coming. There was like 20 of those like tall arm, the one with the long arms, you have to shoot like the shoulder blade. It just did not stop, and it was very, very annoying. So there were some things that like ticked me off about it, but ultimately, again, to be just as flat out as possibly can be, is the game worth $0 with with a subscription to Xbox Game Pass? Yes. It's one of the most stupid things you could say, right? Because it's like, well, is the game worth being free? Of course it is. I think it's a solid play. I think you can get a lot of value out in this. However, I will say on the opposite side of the spectrum, if I did not have Game Pass, which, by the way, I just got Game Pass back in June. Before June, I didn't have Game Pass. So if this was May, okay, and I was like, okay, well, PlayStation is my primary, like PS5, I play most games. I play third-party games on there. So actually, Back 4 Blood, I would have played on the PS5. Would I have been okay spending $60 on this game? Me personally, no. No. But, again, it's opinionated, and hopefully you guys understand that. A lot of people, I guess not a lot, some people don't get that in these kinds of videos. It's just a game that is okay. And I said this actually leading up. This is a game that's so weird because we've really had a year where there's been a lot of really, really good games. Okay, maybe not like the best games ever created, although obviously anybody can make the point for any game, but we've had a lot of really standout, like Returnal, Resident Evil, Ratchet & Clank. In my opinion, Life is Strange, Kena, Bridge of Spirits was phenomenal. I mean, you had games that really stood out in a lot of different, or like an aspect of them would stand out. Now, Back 4 Blood does have aspects that stand out. It's a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. I mean, that's going to stand out. It's a zombie game. It's a game you're supposed to play with friends. Again, it's a game that's supposed to change every single time you play it. That's the standout. But I would say, when you look at all those games that had like really defining features or even like review scores, right? having a game when you just say it's okay is not actually a bad thing. If every game was like a 6 or a 7, well, obviously I would like games to be like 9s or 10s, but like if all the games that were like 2s, 3s, 4s, if they were all like fine, like 5 to 6, 5, 6, 7 range, there's really nothing bad with that. So I think, that's a stigma in the gaming industry that when a game gets, so that's what I mean, like I don't give scores. And again, like this is not a review because I haven't played the entire thing, a lot of that stuff. But if I had to give it a score, I'd give it like a 5 or a 6. It's an average, to me, it's an average game. It's a game I enjoyed, but it's a game that I do not love. It's a game that I expect to play at least 2 or 3 more days. But then, like, my parents are coming to town. I have DC fandom. I'm actually getting the Demon Slayer game this Friday. Next Friday's House of Ashes. So realistically, I'm probably only going to get 3 to 5 more days of playing back for, so maybe like another 10 to 15 hours of playing it, which by the way to me is fine because again, like I put $0 in on this game, so if I can leave it with 15 to 20 hours of solid entertainment, nothing spectacular, because it wasn't. In my opinion, there was nothing about Back 4 Blood that was spectacular. I watched Skill Up, I watched ACG. By the way, great reviewers, nothing against them, but like this is just not like for me. This is I'm not gonna make the kind of review that they make. Like visually, it was fine. Now we don't have actually we're in the process, Christy and I, of looking, but we only have an Xbox One S, so we don't have the Series S or X. Although we're probably gonna get one of them within the next couple of weeks. So there's not much to say for it. It really wasn't impressive whatsoever. There was lagging issues, but again, internet. It's really, to me, it's as simple as this is a fine game. It's an okay game. There is a range. I'm sure some people are going to get more value out of it. I'm sure some people will get less value out of it, right? But it's a fine game. I had 0 barrier of entry in terms of price, and I'm going to play it and get my entertainment value worth out of it. And then I'm going to put it down and most likely forget about it and never play it again. And that's, for me, that's the way that it is. Again, that's, I think, what does make... Now, granted, I'm not playing Left 4 Dead. But, like, you know what? Christy, though, is. Christy and my sister-in-law, Brandy, they've played Left 4 Dead even since I've, I guess over the last year, they've played it like 2 or 3 times. And that's now, and they've played it, a couple times every single year. So, like, it's a game that still sticks around, I think, for a lot of people. I just don't think Back 4 Blood's got... Whatever it is, I don't even, to be flat out honest with you guys, I don't even know what it is that's just so engrossing about it. I think it was just everything that kind of came together perfectly. I do think like the specialty enemies in Left 4 Dead are like 1,000 times better than the specialty enemies in Back 4 Blood. Like it's not even close, in my opinion. So I don't really even know what the defining factor, that separates these two games are. But I do think there is one. I just don't think Back 4 Blood is gonna last. Now, is it gonna last like a year? Probably, of course. But I don't think it's going to last like, 10 plus, it's not going to last forever. So that's my opinion. Is it worth your time? Depends. How much do you like Left 4 Dead? Did you like the beta for Back 4 Blood? Do you have Game Pass? If so, download it immediately. If you don't have Game Pass, $60. I mean, again, flat out recommendation. Again, I do not tell you guys what to do. You make the decision based off of your own opinions. I would say wait for a sale. Like if this game was like a $20, $30 game, maybe $30 to be fair to it, I'd drop the money for that. I would say, but $60. I mean, obviously based off of what I did, getting it on Game Pass versus PS5, which I would have got better performance, it would have looked better, all of that stuff. I mean, was that worth $60 versus 0? To me, absolutely not. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. Thank you for watching. Again, remember, these are just my opinions. No need to get, super, distraught or hurt about them. I hope to see you all on the next video.